Oh my god. It's finally out. It's finally out. I did not even realize it how NieR anime was resurrected. That is why this video is a little bit late. I already made some shirts about this anime, but I guess it is the time to summarize it all and introduce some weird theories on it. Plain replica, one-to-one copy, scenes, music, words, everything is the same. This is what we meet at the start of an anime. Mostly no change to the game, apart from the battles, because, well, it's not a game, you cannot have just a recording of a gameplay there. Oh come on, they even use 3D models from the fucking game! And then, we see something that should not be here. We see something that belongs to the B end. Don't get me wrong, it is a rational decision to put two endings into two. As time is money, everybody knows that, but NieR Automata was the game that changed my perspective on that world and inspired me to become a game designer. It told me about the importance of the desire to seek for more knowledge, as what you already know might be all a sham, and the importance of the complexity of this world building. Fuck you dramatic irony, this story was so personal because the one whose knowledge was questioned as you play second and third time was you. Not some random characters, but you. And by mixing all the endings, this anime kills it all. But actually, this game is some blind hopes that this anime will be something more than just self-copyright case. And I received what I hoped for, to a certain degree. Episode 2. From that episode specifically, I started to get a weird feeling that there is a too much focus shift from the main characters in order to cool themselves. We get a whole episode on emotional evolution of machine, which is great, as this is one of the core dilemmas in NieR Automata, and we don't get to see the start of such a deviation in the game that clearly. We just shown the result, but not a push factor for that. Perhaps we get too much focus on the resistance camp, making it much more important for the story, which grabs the focus from the main plot. And we get Lily's and Ato's backstory, which is also great, as I had some feeling that it is partly lost in weird looking storytelling of the game, but can I call it an innovation? No! For Emotional Revolution, producers used a mix of Plato 1728 story about machine that was forced to fight but was incapable of such a task, so went mad, and a story about machine that saw a beautiful world and started caring about something else but fighting. And for the Ato's backstory, they used Runaways/Yorha 1.2 theater performance. Yes, it is great that we have it in a much easy accessibility level, but it still smells like self-plagiarism. Okay. I need to say something good about the anime. I want to address to a beautiful world, and I'm not talking about the scenery or the music, which are totally killing it in a good way, but a beautiful world of a fan service. No, not that one, and not that one. Pervert. I'm talking about who the F knows that shit fanservice. Did you see the DLC ending? Or does somebody know about the Crying Twins mod maker? No? You don't recall that? Well, too bad I do, and so I was able to tell that NieR anime clearly had the references to all of this. To which my fan heart is grateful. Like, not every person going to bother to remember Railroad of Passad 904, which says a wedding union must be sealed with a kiss. But producers thought about that, and put in a lot of different NieR references for people who just played the game and for super mega why you so buzzard fans. But it's still not enough to soften the sin of self-plagiarism. So was still the episode 9. That's a parable. Let me suggest a theory for you. Anime events are happening after ending D. This is my theory. In order to explain this theory, I will need to tell you about the production of NieR anime. Yoko Taro, the original creator of NieR and Drakengard series, had a special idea of making a full another story for the anime, but the producers had an idea of a safe adaptation of the game. And something tells me that the big wait period between 8th and 9th episode was not just because of harsh deadlines, lack of money, or how the official resources says due to COVID-19, but also because of the hatred to non-original looking anime. They had to redo the script, and I'm glad that happened. From the start of the anime, we got some slight changes to the plot, like instead of Anemone there is Lily, and we don't see the alien ship. But after 9th episode, we see drastic ones. For example, and most relevant for our theory, the fact that Adam created 9S copies. He says that he copied his body, but what if there is something more to it? Like identity, data, memory, etc. In order to do so, you need to manipulate Android's code, but 9S seems fine. Then, maybe Adam used another similar 9S in order to do so. At ending D, we meet Adam and Eve again, and they call us to go with them. But how is it possible? We know that in order to understand what death means, Adam disconnected from the network, and so after we kill him, he most definitely could not retrieve his identity and come to us. If only it wasn't another Adam that we know from the anime. That took came 9S data in order to create 9S's copies in the anime. That also explains why they attacked to be. At the current time, 9S could never hurt her. But that is exactly what he does at the end of 3rd playthrough when he went mad. Of course, you might say that at that time Yorha was long time destroyed and there is no chance that mostly identical events will happen. Well, you see, NieR has a theme of repeated history. From the start war's never-ending cycle of life and death, to the fact that 2B had to kill 9S multiple times as he finds out too much. And it happens over and over with no exceptions. So it is much likely that history just repeats itself. And it is even more likely that machines' life forms will come to the same exact philosophical conclusions as they use one same network. And about Yorha, well, there was no humans who created it in the first place. It was all androids that needed something to fight for. And are there still some Yorha types after the bunker destruction? They might have repaired Yorha. We do not know how much time has passed from the death of 9S for the ending and the dialogue between him and 2 machine brothers. It might have been millions of billions of years, and at such a long time, the chances of the history repeating itself is only growing. So here we are. This anime is not a game adaptation, it's a whole separate ending. Let's call it Aleph. That is why it does not bother to show some relevant parts for the game, like betrayal of our expectations and knowledge, but also focuses on the part that is easily to miss them, like relevancy of resistance camp. This anime shows another way to how the story might have turned out, exploring the idea that history repeats itself, and even though there is some changes might be, their end results are the same. It helps us to understand the suffering of 2B, or better say 2E, of having the same outcome of dead 9S over and over again. Then, well, I hope you like my theory, and if you not, Too bad it's canon, because according to Yoko Taro, everything fan made in NieR series is as canon as what he does. Another thing that I want to tell, even though I really like the old arcade visuals for the hacking process, I think that for the anime, the ones that we have now are much better. At least you don't need to read text for 30 minutes. Especially, I like the Simon hacking with her hunger for being beautiful and almost eating a live 9S. Maybe 9S, say boy. I just really love to see my boy suffer. He does it so beautifully. I also enjoyed the fact that Adam and Eve had changed roles at the end, as it is always interesting to see difference in the behavior of different people in the same conditions. And thank you for the church mode reference. I really like the game overall, and if you didn't see it, you should. But play the game first, of course. And I guess there was a hint on the second season, yeah? I'll wait. Please, I am no game or life fan. I cannot. I will not bear if another anime of my liking will have no second season. I don't know what I will do. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and goodbye. Have a nice day. In order to explain that theory, I will need to I want to kill my neighbors. I want to kill my fucking neighbors. I know that I was annoying while I played the music for my game, but I know I am annoying when I am recording the sound for my videos, but I feel like I'm living in the same house as a giant rat. And the giant rat is crawling on the other side of my walls that's scaring as shit. And something tells me that a big wait period between 8 and 9 this is the reason I don't call 9 as 9, because it's how hard to pronounce.